Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's well. I wanted to do a follow up on my last upload on unknown animal attacks. I have been reading articles from state to state, um, and I'm finding patterns on every animal attack I read. Um, for me, it sounds like there is a lot of cover ups, there is a lot of unknowns. Um, a lot of these, they're too quick to just put the attacks on dogs because they don't know the answers. Um, so I'm going to do a series state by state, and I want to start with the great state of Kentucky. So here we go. Let's get into this. Mystery surrounding Kentucky animal killings continues. September 5th, 2018. It's still unclear as to whether an animal was responsible for the mysterious slaughter of 3 horses and a dog in southern Kentucky. The Monroe County, Kentucky sheriff issued an alert over the weekend after the animals were all found dead in the Bill Butler Spur area. Sheriff Del Ford believes the 3 horses and the dog were killed by a large animal, which is still at large. However, the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife told reporter Nick Perez they had ruled out an animal attack. They said the neck wounds to the horses were like caused by a sharp cutting instrument, not a tooth or a claw that could have produced a more jagged edge. They also said the scene had no signs of struggle consistent with an attack by a large predator, with no hunks of fur away from the carcasses. Tall weeds in the corral were not knocked down, and the fencing remained undamaged. They also said the attack does not reflect the behavior of a large wild animal, which would not kill multiple animals and then just leave the carcasses behind. Sheriff Ford, though, still insists this was the work of an animal. So let's review this article for a minute. So the Fish and Game, they're claiming these wounds couldn't have been from a wild animal. Let's think about this. So if not a wild animal, do you really think somebody jumped in there, knifed the horses, killed the dog without being kicked by the horses? Um, you dogmen detectives out there, you know their MO. They don't always kill for food. Um, they have history with horses, as you guys all know out there. So that one I find really odd in the reporting. Um, you guys decide. That one's really odd to me. New warning after more attacks on livestock in Kentucky, November 8th, 2018. There is a new warning from law enforcement in Monroe County, Kentucky, after another mysterious attack on livestock. An investigation began earlier this fall when 3 miniature horses were killed. Since then, more animals have turned up dead. Sheriff Del Ford released a new photo to News Channel 5 showing what appears to be a large cat on a trail camera in Monroe County. The photo was taken not long after 2 more calves turned up dead in recent weeks. The cats had claw marks on them and were partially eaten. Kentucky Fish and Wildlife officials had investigated the earlier killings of the miniature horses and determined their deaths were not the work of a wild animal. Sheriff Ford disagrees. He believes an animal is to blame and said photos like the new one captured makes his point. Sheriff Ford is now warning all residents to keep an eye on their pets, livestock, and small children. He believes there is some type of large predator still roaming the area. So that was a follow-up on the last one, which now they have a photo of a large cat. I'm presuming a mountain lion. Could that have done the killings? Probably. Um, but nobody knows for sure, right? Uh, Fish and Wildlife don't believe it's an animal. I believe this sheriff knows better. Do I believe the sheriff knows who the culprit is? No. Another mystery. 3 livestock attacks in Louisville. What we know. The mystery surrounding 3 unusual animal attacks in Metro Louisville continues to stump local and state authorities. Louisville, Kentucky. As more livestock is attacked and killed, the story continues to get more complicated. We're breaking down what we know, when it happened, and who or what could be responsible. February 18th, 6 llamas dead. Several llamas were attacked on the property near the zoo on February 18th by unknown animals. 6 of the llamas living on Shuff Lane Farm were found dead one morning and 7 others were injured. The veterinarian who examined the llamas said the wounds appeared to be canine in nature, but Louisville Metro Animal Services said they cannot confirm what attacked the llamas. The 300-plus pound animals were guard llamas, the owner said, making it that much more concerning. Tia Barnes, llama spokesperson, said they have received reports of coyotes spotted in the neighborhood recently, making the animals a likely culprit. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. Just saying. February 22nd, cattle killed. 3 days later, there was another attack. The cattle farmer said one of his cows was bitten and another one was killed on his farm located on Old Vegan Bush Lane. The cattle farmer said the cow killed was the weakest one and they got it. For him to die that way, it just sucks. The farmer watched his property over the coming days, looking for the animal that killed his cow. He said the farm employees took shifts watching overnight. February 24th, donkeys found dead. Less than a mile from the cattle farmer, one woman found her 2 donkeys dead at the back of her property on February 24th. Horror. I couldn't believe it, Nan Williamson, the donkey owner, said. Experts said they think dogs could be the culprit in the kill. The Department of Fish and Wildlife also investigated the incidents. Domestic or feral dogs likely were involved in the attack. Evidence pointing to this theory centered on bite marks to the ears, head, and flanks, and the lack of damage to the throat region. The representative said an attack on animals of this size would be inconsistent with any native wildlife that we have in Kentucky, such as coyotes. Let me stop that right there. So they're saying it couldn't be coyotes, that it has to be feral dogs. Could a pack of feral dogs do this? Absolutely. Do I think a pack of feral dogs did this? I do not. I find this odd as well. February 26th, dog shot by farmer. The cattle farmer who had been monitoring his property shot 2 dogs the morning of February 26th after he said they were circling the cows. He said he feared they would kill another cow. Hours later, the dog's owner spoke out after learning his dogs were dead, saying that farmer got it wrong. There's no way they could be, let me read that again. There is no way they can be dogs because this is the first time they've been out, the owner said. The very first time. For now, llama's officers say they cannot be sure if the dogs were involved in any of the attacks, but investigations is far from over. So there again, like I stated before, um, I think that the general dogs get a bad rap. Am I saying I know for sure what's doing this? No, I do not. I was not there. Um, but I always throw up a red flag when you read this stuff and the back and forth. They don't know what it is. It has to be a dog, right? Automatically, it has to be a feral dog. Um, find that really interesting. Animal attack kills Kentucky 13-year-old boy, police say. Herald Leader staff report, updated February 19, 2020. A Knott County teen has been killed in an apparent animal attack, state police said on Wednesday. Kentucky State Police detectives and emergency crews in Hazard responded at about 6 p.m. Tuesday to a call about a possible animal attack on a child near Montgomery Creek Road in Emelina. Hope I didn't butcher that. According to KSP Public Affairs Officer Jody Sims, troopers and first responders were led up a mountainside behind a home where they found a 13-year-old boy. Knott County Coroner Corey Watson pronounced the boy dead on the scene from injuries Watson believed were from an animal attack. An autopsy was performed on the boy at the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort on Thursday, where it was formally determined he was killed by an animal, but officials have not yet identified what type of animal is responsible. Now, I looked for more info on this case and couldn't find it, but it sounds like another unidentified animal attack. They don't know what animal did it. This time it was unfortunately a 13-year-old boy. Um, a lot of crazy stuff going on there. Um, crazy stuff. To everybody listening to this, I would like your input on this. Tell me what you think in the comments. Anybody from Kentucky listening in, if you guys got an email you want to share your story, you can email me at this channel. I would appreciate it. Till next time, everybody take care. Thank you.